today is a very exciting day for me. I don't know if you can see this, but this is the rear windshield. I took it out of storage, gave it a real good cleaning, polished it up, and today is the day for the install. And that's why I'm very excited. But I wanted to show and share a couple things I learned when I was painting the Nova in regards to the windshields. Now you'll notice that the pinch weld is black. This part is the jam painting, which I painted red. And then we have the car, which will become red eventually. So this is the high build, the final prime. Now this is the very first coating I put on the car, which is epoxy, after I stripped the car down of all of its paint down to bare metal. And you'll notice that there's epoxy on only the pinch welds all the way to the bottom. So you see here the package tray area is painted epoxy, and then of course the jam painting for the trunk. So only this area here is free of all paints except the epoxy layer. Now the reason for that is because when I was doing research on forums and over the internet, I learned that in regards to installing the windshield, it is preferable or recommended that you do not put any coatings of paint on the pinch welds where the windshield would be installed. So I did just that. So you can see here, here's my dashboard, which I did paint gloss black, and then you have here where the windshield will be installed, and of course the windshield will be up against this and this here, and you see it's all along the dashboard. I didn't paint, and it's all along the windshields. So that was one thing that I wanted to share. It was important, I guess, for some reason, for safety reasons, it was important not to put any coatings on the pinch welds. So I wanted to share that. So later on today, I'm going to have windshield on the Nova, which I've been waiting for this moment for a year since I removed the windshields. We'll take a look at it when they're installed. Here it is. Windshields are installed. So you see the guy, he installed the windshield, and then what I did was I took some, like a screwdriver, and I smoothed out all the way around the windshield. And I also went to make sure that when I installed the clips that there was space for those clips. Now this windshield has an antenna built into the windshield. So you see here this handiwork that I did with the leftover urethane the guy left. I basically covered up the wiring for the internal antenna that's in the glass, because this car does not have any long antenna sticking out from anywhere. The antenna is actually in the glass. Now you're not really going to see, well, you can kind of see one of the lines, but basically the antenna is two little lines that come up and then they spread out. One goes this way, one goes that way. And so with molding, because I already checked, I put the molding on top, it covers all this ugliness all the way across. So I'm not worried about that, but at least I know I have protection from water getting into that, into the wiring for the antenna. So now we have the back. The back windshield is installed and nice and pretty. Now you'll notice, you probably noticed from the original, from the first half of the video, that this glass, and of course the windshield in the front, does not have a black border that covers all the way around like today's modern cars. That black border is called a fret layer, and it's actually baked into the glass. And if you look at the cars, you know, sometimes they'll have like little dots. That's what the fret layer is, and what it does is it protects the urethane and hides the ugliness of the urethane from the glass. back then in '74, these glass didn't have a fret layer. So what they used instead of a fret layer was a chrome molding that goes around the outer perimeter of the glass. And that's for the front and the back. And that hides the ugliness and also protects the urethane. Now, in my case, when the guy did this glass, I noticed that this part here is slightly above, because what I did was I took the molding and I put it on the glass to see if I can see that, and I can see that. And I didn't like that because I don't want that ugliness to show through the glass. So now you'll notice that there's this blue tape on the windshield, and the reason for that is because this is a simulation of what I'm going to do after the car is fully complete. They sell vinyl graphics that usually put on top of the windshields for the front. Well, what I plan on doing is getting a vinyl graphic stripe in gloss black, and I'm going to put it across the bottom of the windshield. And so when I put the molding on there, it's only an 1/8 inch. So after I put the stripe down and then put the molding on top of the stripe, only an 1/8 inch black layer will show, 1/8 inch or less black layer will show going across the back windshield. So it's going to hide the ugliness and make it nice and uniform, nice straight line, and at the same time protect the urethane from the sunlight. And that is the plan for the back. I don't have to do it for the front. And then of course this windshield also came with a dark blue layer, you can see, that goes across the top of the windshield. So I don't have to do any kind of graphics or emblems or whatever on top of the windshield for that, or on the bottom, because the bottom molding will cover. And of course it has side moldings just like the back. But there it is. The Nova has windshields. And I wanted the windshields. You probably ask, why put the windshields if you haven't painted the car yet? Well, these windshields, obviously you can see it doesn't go up to the frame of the windshield opening. There's actually like a 3/16 inch to 1/2 inch spacing all the way around for the front and the back. Now this is an advantage for me because I can easily cover up the windshield with masking and then leave everything beyond the windshield exposed, so that when I paint, my paint will get up into the jam areas and all the way around. And this will ensure that in the future I don't get any chipping off of the edge here, because I put the molding and then paint it right up to the molding by masking off the molding. So this is more of a security that I can get paint from the inside of my jam area all the way around. So there you have it. Windshields installed. I'm happy. And now I move on to the next detail before paint. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching.